Finding and keeping a job is probably one of the most important things you'll ever do. But whether you're just starting off on your first weekend job or settling into a full-time career, it's important to know your rights as an employee. So to help separate the facts from the fiction, I've hit the streets to find out what we all know about employment. If you're on a monthly salary, how much notice does an employer have to give you if they want to get rid of you?
A month.
The legal minimum is a month after my length of employment, but that's a stab in the dark.
3 months.
I think it depends on your contract, because I thought it could be at least 1 month, but depending on how long you've been there, it can go up to 3 months or probably even more.
A month.
Is there a legal minimum? Or?
If he wants to sack you, he doesn't have to give you any notice, but he's got to have a good reason to sack you, doesn't he?
Notice periods will usually be specified in your contract, but there is still a legal minimum that your employer has to give you, whatever your contract says. The legal minimum notice period is 1 week if you've been continuously employed for between 1 month and 2 years. After 2 years, this minimum is extended by 1 week for every year of employment, and that's up to a maximum of 12 weeks. Your employer must give you whichever is greater out of your contract or the legal minimum. If you've been in your job for under a year, can you be sacked for any reason?
I would hope that there was legislation that meant you couldn't be. I would have thought that would apply for any reason between start date and first 3 months.
I think they should. I think they should.
They have to, though?
I think legally they have to.
Because they have no grounds to sack you on then, I don't think.
I think they have to justify why they're getting rid of you.
If he wants to make you redundant, I don't think he has to give you a reason. I think it's sort of self-evident that you're no longer required, but he can't just replace you with someone else in the same role, because then he hasn't made you redundant, because it's the role that's redundant, not you.
You do have fewer rights if you've been in your job for less than a year, and your employer can dismiss you without giving you a reason. But there are still a few circumstances in which you can seek compensation for unfair dismissal. If the reason for your dismissal is deemed to be automatically unfair by an employment tribunal, then you can still get compensation from your employer, even if you've been in the job for less than a year. These unfair reasons include dismissals for being pregnant, disabled, or part of a trade union, or dismissals made because of your gender, race, age, or religion. If you're accused of stealing at work, can you be sacked on the spot?
No, I think they need to get the police involved, and because that's a pretty serious thing. So I don't think they can just do it on the spot.
My understanding is that you can, yeah.
One would hope that that had to be backed up with an internal investigation first, or some sort of proof that that was the case.
Yeah, well, if it's proved, yeah. If it's not, then not.
Stealing from your employer would be classed as gross misconduct, and hence you could be dismissed without notice. But firing someone on the spot could be very risky for an employer. Even in cases of gross misconduct, an employer must put the allegations in writing and meet with the employee to discuss them. While this is going on, the employee can be suspended, but on full pay. Refusing to do this could allow the employee to file for unfair dismissal or breach of contract. Do you have the legal right to get bank holidays off?
Funny enough, in my company, because I work shift work, I get days off in lieu of bank holidays, but I'm not sure we're legally required or legally entitled to them.
Yes.
So an employer has to give you a bank holiday off?
But then some people, I don't know.
When you work in bars and stuff, you don't generally have it off. But I don't know. I'd say I would expect bank holidays off.
Yes. Yeah, legally there's a statutory minimum time you have off, isn't there? And that includes bank holidays.
When it comes to bank holidays, you're only entitled to what's in your contract. Your boss has no legal obligation to give you bank holidays off or pay you extra for working them. The legal UK minimum for holidays, if you work full-time, is 28 days, but bosses can make you take the 8 days bank holiday out of this. So if you're planning a getaway over one of the Easter bank holidays, it's probably worth checking with your boss that you've actually got the day off before you book anything. And for some more tips on getting a promotion and boosting your income, just follow the links at the bottom of this page.